Hello everyone, Justin here. So today we're going to be drawing this hummingbird. Let's start by drawing the basic shapes. An oval for the head, and then a long oval for the body. And depending on your reference picture, this of course will change as far as the angles between the head and the body. But we're just gonna rough in the basic shapes. Next we'll do the wing, and just notice how the lines are curved a little bit. Now the front wing will be foreshortened, meaning you're not gonna see the full side shape of the wing. It's gonna be kind of pointing towards us. And then a triangular shape for the tail. I'm just using my really fine pen right now, just so these initial lines will sort of disappear once we put in all the other details. And notice I just marked the eye there with just an oval. So now I'm switching over to my ultrafine Sharpie, which is the finer Sharpie. And I'm going to start doing the outlines, trying to kind of connect the basic shapes and make it a nice curve between the head and the body here, for example. Now the tail itself will be coming off the bottom. There'll be some differences in the feathers between, let's say, the body and the wings, and we'll work on that later. Make the curve here a little bit fair as far as switching over to the body section. And we're not going to go all the way to the wing here, just because it'll be blending in. So now we can start outlining the wing, and there'll be some undulations in the curves, of course, because of the feathers being in different positions. So it won't be like perfectly straight or like a perfect curve. So now that we've done that, we're going to switch over back to our thinner pen, my Micron. I believe this is an 01, and start marking the general direction that the feathers would be laying, just so we have a guide as to which direction, where to draw in the individual feathers. So I'll just continue with that, and then do the same thing with the tail. These, of course, are going to fan out. The details won't really be that clear normally when the bird's flying, just because the wings are moving so fast. But anyway, there's a couple layers of feathers on a bird's wing. So here I've just roughly drawn the edges of the inner feathers, and I'll start marking off the individual feathers, just nice curved lines, keeping track of the general direction that they're going to be laying. And we're going to work on more of the details as we go along. We're not shooting for absolute realism here. If I would definitely take a lot longer, pay attention to, say, my reference picture, and really try to be accurate. The lower outer feathers here have kind of a flatter tip, as you see. And then as we get closer to the tip of the wing, I'm going to curve the ends a little bit more, make them a little bit pointier, and finish off. So notice how we've got some thin lines and I've got thick lines, and this just gives it a lot more interest as opposed to all single thickness lines for this drawing. Now it depends. Sometimes you want a drawing that's a little bit more static, more uniform, and you'll use a pen such as this, which normally gives a pretty even, consistent line, and that may be what you'll want. So I, for most of my pen drawings, I tend to vary the line width, and this just gives it more action, more movement, makes it more dynamic. So going on to the tail feathers, I start with the center feather, which is fairly prominent and more forward of some of the other feathers, which are starting to sit like behind the feather in front of it, as you see here. And going over to the other side, same thing. And I'll just continue more or less marking some of these feathers. And I'll work on that some more and add some thicker line widths as I was talking about. So going back to the eye, don't forget the highlight. A highlight for the eye is always important because it gives life to the head, to the eye. And going back to the tail here, I'm just going to add another feather here. We'll add some shadows, of course, and everything to give this more form, give it more shape, and we'll start working on the body here, start to add some details. Just a quick line for the beak. And for the feathers, some of these hummingbirds have kind of shiny feathers, small feathers, and they have a certain texture to them that from a distance. So to convey that, I'm using these squiggly lines, and I'm just gonna go all over the body here with these squiggly lines, and this kind of roughly expresses the shape of the feathers and the texture. And I'm just going to go all over, and when I start to shade, and we'll be doing that here shortly, all you got to do is repeat these same kind of textured lines, these random squiggles over the same area. Like right here, I'm starting to double it up to start getting some darker tones. We'll assume that the light's coming from the upper left or even just above, and so the lower part is going to be darker. So here I'm starting to indicate the shape of the head, kind of like a football where the lower parts are going to be darker. And as I said, I'm just repeating the lines, more so at the very edges. That way my shading will blend right into that initial thick line that we had put in with the Sharpie. We'll have some cast shadow perhaps underneath the wing here. And of course the bottom of the body will be dark anyway. So we'll just repeat that and get that dark. Experiment and just try different techniques and see what you like. You will find that as you draw more and more, you'll gravitate to a certain technique that you prefer versus other people. I'm just going to add more detail here to the feathers. They usually have like a line in the middle. Again, this is more a graphic representation of a hummingbird, not necessarily trying to be too realistic, but it's also not a cartoon. Now I'm adding some more texture to the feathers. They have a different texture, different look versus, say, the body. And here I'm just using very light pressure and drawing parallel lines going down the feather. So it does have some color. It's not just white. And going back to what I was saying about varying the line width, I could use my ultra-fine Sharpie, but then it would be too thick. So a good way to thicken the line is just to go over it again 2, 3, 4 times with the same writing instrument that you were using, in this case the micron. And you can see right now that the line width is thickening. and it's blending easily. Now, if you were to use the thicker Sharpie here, it'd be a little bit harder. There'd be too much of a stark contrast between the thicker Sharpie and the thin micron. So again, I'm just repeating these lines so we can clarify each feather a little bit more before we start to add more detail. Some of these feathers, the smaller feathers of the body, kind of go over onto the wing, which is why I'm switching over to the curving curlicue lines here at the base of the right wing, and then going on to some parallel lines just like what we did with the tail to start adding some color to the wings. Parallel lines to the direction of the feathers. What I'll do later is add some color to this digitally, just because you could leave this just black and white, but hummingbirds are very colorful birds, so we'll add a little bit of color later on. Here I'm just trying to soften the stark dark Sharpie line here at the top of the head, trying to blend it in, add a little bit of a gradient to the main shadows and tones of the body here, so it's not so stark. Here as well, I'm adding some tones right next to that initial line and just trying to make it a little bit smoother between the outline and the tones of the body. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more shadow here and thicken some of the lines. Now, when you thicken some of these lines, varying the line width, you could also look at it that the thicker lines also signify darker tones, shadows. So the parts that are more in shadow, you can darken the line. You can thicken the lines a little bit, and that'll kind of show that as well. Well, just so it doesn't look so plain with the hummingbird just in the middle of the paper, we'll go ahead and add a flower, and you can use any flower you want, and we'll just keep this flower a little bit simpler, just so the focus is really on the bird, not the flower, but the flower will still give a focal point as to what the hummingbird's doing. So I'll add some detail, but I won't make it as out there as the hummingbird. The tones won't be as dark. I won't be doing major outlining. And here I'm just thickening some of the parts, just so, again, we have some variation in line width and just a little indication of some of the details. So that should pretty much do it for this drawing. I hope you got something out of this. Animals and birds are very interesting objects to draw, so try it. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.